was known for in a very Ziggs-centric meta. But it is going to be great follow-up to all that CC.
Yeah, you know, Guma, hopefully given the time, I would love to see another crack at the Ziggs because, as you mentioned, I think this is a great spot for it. A very common pick into the Aphelios. Now we're looking at Faker's pick.
I mean, when I saw the Gnar, I think part of why they didn't lock the Gnar, I was like, no way Faker just plays Sylas here. It's another front line. They've got triple for it. They've got decent ultimates to steal. I mean, really, Elder again.
Might just happen. Definitely like this draft here from the side of HLE. With Zeus back on his Gnar, his debut champ, and Doran on the Cassante over here. Going to be a very fun matchup in that top lane as we have the game loaded up.
And I could already feel when that was being hovered, like the space over there, like Degon would look at each other like, oh no, no.
You know, I think you're right because it was at LOL Park, but it was, I think it was also the best of 5 finals where it happened because it was such a big deal.
It was Keen who played it, right? Like, and kind of whiffed it and lost to Zeus. Yeah. Like, Zeus owned him.
Against the Aatrox.
Exactly. That's what I remember. Sometimes I write my own memories, but I think this one is true. Anyway, maybe we see it in game.
Gnar. Would love to see a Gnar cosplay. Oner's just going to wait for him, actually. As we get the knock up into the satchel used aggressively. This time makes sense. Oner's like, oh, hello. So they're going to have a little bit of a skirmish here, a one-on-one. Which mid laner gets here first? Looks like they're here at the exact same time. And going to respect the Xin Zhao, looks like, or maybe not quite enough, as the chain's not going to predict, as the flash comes late, and now Oner has to flash away, double flash in, as Kanavi desperate to kill that Xin Zhao, but he just cannot, and Delight follows, double kill given over to Faker at 3 minutes into the game.
Chess, you know, 400 IQ play, does not work out, but you're still dealing with a Sylas in a scrappy fight here, and it ends up extending, right? The Conqueror is procced, Faker here, not quite able to hit the chains onto Zeka. Zeka survives as a result, but can't really offer damage back. And then Xin Zhao actually flashes away, doesn't get knocked up. And then the first kill comes through. He goes back in, Conqueror procs, and they end up getting a double for Faker here in the early bottom lane. Yeah, there's some question mark pings. Well, just one. I think that might be enough to get the message across, but Guma's already way too far up.
Yeah, they are very much caught out here. We do have double flash available. And just waiting. Doesn't look like Paze is able to get in position.
Crescendum King, but Paze is just gonna rip this turret apart. That bomb coming out will force him to push forward until that next wave crashes, but a lot of damage has been done.
Well, it's basically just been
for some fun team fights for spectators.
Trying to make a play here on a Faker. He's getting pretty low. Actually has to flash the burst at the end of that between worlds.
Is back now already. It's 2026. You know, you can go back whenever you want.
Yep.
It's your prerogative.
Oner's getting in there on a Kanavi. They want to engage on this Wukong as the root comes in onto the 2 bottom laners, and Kanavi, there's really nowhere for him to go, as now they got to try to turn around, but is it too little too late? Oner able to set up 2, eventually does go down, but now Pace has a free highway to getting even more kills, picks up the double. We got a TP coming in, and Zeus, now he's getting stunned down. Faker thinking about taking more of a fight, but not going to overplay their hands, and now with that TP, you give Doran the free lane up here, you give him an extra time, and T1.
And this play is about the Wild Growth Xin Zhao combo that we talked about in draft. Oner looking for Kanavi initially, but makes a turn here with this Aphelios.
Satcheled so early, by the way.
Yeah. And then look at this. Back onto Kanavi, triple knockup, and they just disappear. And now Paze has free agency. There's no one to engage on him anymore. In live,
if they had the satchel to prevent that from happening.
They almost, well, would have been pretty huge. They almost get the kill onto Zeka. Scrappy power of this, the rotating Sylas. And Paze 2 kills under his belt already. And
Stormrazor going bot lane that one time.
They're like, he lane swapped to being a jungler by roaming a lot. That's the Gnar steal.
Yeah. Should be the better Gnar, but he's up against a Rakan at the same time. The better Gnar ult throws him into the wall, and Faker says, this is why I picked Sylas, guys. You're not going to enjoy this fight. Gets the slow on a Zeus. There's the block from Delight, but he might be in trouble now as the smite comes down. Oh, the boomerang nearly gets him.
Minions?
Wukong? He was trying to TP away. I think he should be able to. I think he's got the time. Yeah, there he goes. And a slick.
Faker might have misjudged.
Okay, well now he's going to have to go between worlds, but you can see that Doran able to pull him back for a moment. Could go mid, but we've kind of entered an awkward state where he got it late, and now he wants to be in a side lane, but I would assume he also wants to complete that quest. Well, he might be backing sooner rather than later. Faker in a lot of trouble here, actually. The Ignite doing so much work.
And now Hanwha Esports are looking for a contest. Oner's going in.
Yeah, he's just going in. I mean, he's got everything. He's got his flash, his ult available. He's the same level as Faker. So they're going to exhaust him and try to get into that circle, which Wukong can easily do, as does Rakan, and Zeka gets in there as well, does the damage. We got the Between Worlds stolen, and Delight might be in a bit of trouble here, as down he will go.
See if Faker can try to cut off their retreat. Oh, does not hit the chains. Still has that ult.
Wants to throw this ult in. There it is. And he is just going assassination mode, but unfortunately disengaged Cone. As now we have TP coming in. And Kanavi trying to punish him as the Gnar is not quite ready. Faker has to flash out of this one. The Gnar almost there, but now Pei's going man mode as nobody is able to get onto that backline. Faker's going back in, and now Doran's able to join as well. As Zeus low, as is Kanavi. They want to try to take them down. The chains once again not going to land.
This fight was actually so difficult to pilot for T1. But they turned it into such a scrappy fight. The Hanwha Esports could not group and get anything done, and you could really feel the difference, obviously, in terms of damage output. Zeus.
I think Oner eventually just, yeah. He'll just get him here. Oh, little sidestep. Did a good job of dodging basically everything, but it did not matter. Faker still get the drag.
Doesn't get the kill, but ultimately doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but I'm going to go all the way back to this solo kill here onto Faker from Zeka. He made a funny sound when he killed him. Like he didn't want to do it.
I was trying to decipher what he meant by that.
What did he mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was just telling people they didn't need to commit to a TP or something like that. Is probably what he sounded like. He said maybe no.
Yeah.
Anyways, Oner is really tanky, right? And this fight gets really split up. Guma does not have the same damage output as Pei's, so it's a massive ultimate. Even though it doesn't execute anyone, everyone's health bars get a little bit dented, right? Delight here tries to escape, gets taken up by Faker, doesn't ult until the last possible second. And all the while, you know, he pushes out Guma, no longer a threat. He's still Silas in a scrappy fight. He kites back here. TP comes in from the Gnar, but there's no Gnar bar set. And watch Pei's just take out half his health bar during the polymorph, then turn his attention to Zeka as Doran gets into the backline, finishes off that backline threat of Guma. The Faker in the side would be huge.
He's trying to steal the Between Worlds. Meanwhile, Zeus is just dead, and Faker actually got away with the Aurora lead. And they're just going to set their sights on the Baron.
And Faker's in TP mid, look for Guma.
Yeah, he's got the satchel this time, but Faker's able to get on the right side of that. Now he just wants to get away from Kanavi.
And they're just going to keep them away from the Baron. Red-white for Pei's means this Baron goes down so quick.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way. I mean, Kanavi's trying to run over. At this point, they're trying to burst down Faker, who is this tankier Silas, who's quite fed, and that's just the Baron.
But it doesn't look like they're necessarily even going to get that. The satchel's been changed.
Oner's going in, and there's really no recourse for this. The satchel does come out, but unfortunately that's going to leave Kanavi to the Wolves as in goes Faker and does the burst damage. I think they're just way too far ahead at this point. The chains once again going to miss, but Faker will not be stopped. Does get denied the quadra, but does pick up the triple. As Oner, man, he's getting so much aggro from the guys on HLE, but he just rarely goes down.
Yeah, he did some of these scrappy fights, and now Zeus.
We got better Gnar ults coming on in, but Faker pretty low. And it looks like maybe not going to go for it. Although Faker has been going insane. Kingslayer comes in. Zeus is getting low. The chains are going to connect as might just have this Gnar ultimate into the wall, into the turret. Delight super low, and the auto from Carrier gets it done. He flashes forward. The bloodthirsty support trying to get another one. Having a bit of fun with their food at this point.
Yeah, this is definitely becoming a very one-sided affair very quickly as Pei's kind of baiting them in. He does die.
Dead. Kanavi looking for a bit more over the wall. They are going to get Keria as Ingo Zeka as well, but yeah.
Not ideal, but it's really just a drop in the bucket of the deficit now. Can't satchel the turret until it goes to its final plate, if I'm not mistaken, on this patch. So they can't get the turret as quickly as they would have normally. And then, yeah, he is just going sicko mode in this fight. So difficult to kill, so tanky. And then he just is able to catch them before they can take the turret out. And then best friend Keria coming in. Speaking of best friend Keria, he's going to have a lot of fun in this replay as well. Oh, this is not quite the replay I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
No. So I was thinking about the replay where he helps Faker with the Gnar ultimate and all that. With the,
too much action. Too much action, too many replays. We don't even know which one it is. And Faker gets a kill as we're in a replay. He's looking for more. I feel like he's throwing so many chains, and I see most of them miss, but sometimes he just gets in there and blows up your entire health bar instead. From the top. Rope is looking to come on in as trying to get on top of Guma here, but he's able to satchel away. Faker, though, able to steal the Between Worlds, does an immense amount of damage, finds Zeus on the top side on top of it all, and Kanavi essentially just the sacrifice as this engage cone does get Zeus to safety.
Have the super minion wave here. HLE is out. They're looking to end it right now.
I think they should be able to. Zeus, Gnar, and the gigantic Aphelios ult on top of 3. And it's still Faker that gets 2 kills somehow, as now he's diving the fountain. I'm sure he's giggling the entire time. And they have a little bit of a wave, but it did just get cleared out. Doesn't seem to matter, as very much having fun with their food and playing with it. But they will take down the Nexus here, as Oner looking for a bit more, wants that damage number to look even better. And same thing for Pays as they are just in it. Zeus, though, wants to get a kill. He's not going to be able to. As Pays picks up the double, and that will do it. T1 have their fun, and they will also have their Game 3.
All right, bringing us to a Game 3, a full series here.